Good evening, family. My name is Shirley Husar, and you are watching Shirley's World. I want to thank so much of you guys for following me and for subscribing. Make sure you click the subscription button and the ding button because you never know when I'll go live. But when I do, I try to provide you information that informs you. My goal is to not only inform you, but educate you, empower you, and have you think greater and bigger out of the box. So this video is going to be a strong video. I'm trying to be as poignant as I can, and I think it'll be a video that has to deal with healing. For those who may or may not know, Kobe Bryant passed away. He was 41 years old. He was on a helicopter ride that unfortunately they became disorientated. They're saying they don't think it was mechanical. From the news that we were coming in more and more as the special people that are on the assigned area are telling us, especially even in California, that day was a foggy day. I have a lot of friends told me that was a foggy day and it was very hard to see. And as you already all know, 9 people were killed, including him and one of his daughters. Today's video is to talk about how do you deal with death, because death has no order. And I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people are emotionally disrupted. They are in a state of shock, and no matter where we are right now in America, we are all grieving in our own ways. And so I put a list together of 7 ways to cope with death and to cope with the loss of someone you knew or didn't know. There are a lot of people who had a very personal connection with Kobe. And so I think that we have to look at what level and what degree were you affected by this death. And I'm going to talk about in conjunction to Kobe Bryant's death, but you can apply this information to any deaths, a family member, a friend, or any loved one in your life. So the question is, how is that life affected by you? Because there are people who are more closer to Kobe, so they were closer and affected by him. There were fans who stalked Kobe. And then there's just many of us who admired him from afar. I never got a picture with him. I did see him play a game. I do live in Los Angeles, and I do have people who are connected to me who do know him. But I think that we have to start off and ask yourself, how are you guys doing? How have you been feeling? How are you dealing with the friends around you? And how are you dealing with their emotions? So first thing you want to keep in mind is that the people that you're around may grieve different than you. And that's not easy to understand because there's some people, if you say his name, they can't talk. They can't breathe. They're starting to break down. And then there's others that are like, oh, he was a great ball player. And so some of you guys may take that to be insensitive. I wouldn't do that. I would just first understand where they're at. But I want to show you a video. We're going to start off with a video talking about Kobe Bryant and those who were affected by him. And these are breaking news. His wife just came out with some information as well as her heartfelt for her husband. So the most affected was Vanessa, and I'm going to show you that right now. Vanessa was Kobe's wife of over 20 years. He married her when they were very young, and there was controversy over that one, but he loved his wife. And I just want you to hear what she had to say. This is a picture of her and him and their children. This is all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's the last one. Did you guys know that he named his last daughter Kobe? I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. And matter of fact, there's so many things that as the story unveils and in its tragedy, there was so much love not only for him but love for his daughters and how his wife wanted to name. She really wanted a boy. I'm having problems getting I knew this was going to happen. I got nails. And so my nails have set me up where I cannot click as easy as I used to. Bear with me here. Yeah, ain't going to work. Go to Instagram. I'll try one more time. Yeah. Go to Instagram. She's just posted it. Basically, she's saying that I don't feel like reading the whole thing. There is a foundation that they set up. And in this foundation, they did say that, I'm so sorry, you guys. In the foundation, it said that they will be doing things that you can make a donation. Let me tell you where to go to the foundation. I can at least talk about that much. Mamba on 3.org. Please go and donate to Mamba on 3.org for the future of Kobe and the legacy of him and his daughter. And of course, the Mamba Sports Foundation.org. So she is encouraging people, if you want to make a donation, as you know, we all are now finding out that Kobe Bryant is worth over $2 billion, and being worth over $2 billion, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, that how it affected the community. But another video I wanted to talk to you about was this one. Let me put that one up for you. Hey guys, I'm back. It was this one with Shaq. And the reason why, because Shaq treated Kobe like a little brother. For those who are not familiar with Shaq, he also played for the LA Lakers. And what Shaq had to say, and I think what Derek Fisher had to say, was the most appropriate for me. It was most genuine. And Rick Fox, I really like what they had to say. And I thought I would like to have a talk with you guys about that. And what's your take on that?
Thought of when I heard this news the other day. Of course, I talked to you and Charles and Kenny later that afternoon, but then I saw that you had gotten a text from Kobe that morning, or Sharif had gotten one. How have you been over the last 48 hours?
Well, as you know, it's already been the last couple months been really tough. Lost my little sister. Haven't been sleeping. Haven't been doing the normal things I usually do. I work, we laugh, we kid, we joke. When I get back home and look at reality and say she's gone, it just hurts. So the other day I'm downstairs working out with my son Shakir, my nephew Columbus, and my other nephew comes in crying, and he shows me his phone. And I snapped at him. I said, man, get that out of my face. Just get it away from me. You know, we live in a world where anything could be photoshopped, anything could be hoaxed. I didn't want to believe it. And then I got the call from you, Charles, Kenny. Everybody called me, and then we found out it was confirmed. And haven't felt the pain that sharp in a while. 47 years old. Lost two grandmothers. Lost a Sarge. Lost my sister. And now I lost a little brother. Our names will be attached together for what we did. People always ask about our relationship, and I tell them it's just like me and Charles. You got two strong-minded people that are going to get it done their way. You're going to say certain things. The respect will never be lost.
Such a beautiful smile.
But when it comes to be inside the lines and win, that's what me and him, that's what we did. That's what me and Charles, that's what we do. It was sort of like a triple stabbing to the heart, because after you cry and wonder about that, then I get back on the internet, Rick Fox is on the plane. So now I'm sick even more. I'm calling Rick, he's not answering. So now I'm like, what's going on? And then the final blow, his lovely daughter was with him on the helicopter. You know, every time I saw his lovely wife and his kids, same thing I do with Kenny's kids and D-Wade's kids. Hi, my name is Uncle Shaq. I don't know if they know Mids or basketball, but it doesn't matter. Hi, I'm Uncle Shaq. I try to make him laugh. And he would do the same thing. Sharif called me devastated and said, Kobe, just text me to check and see how he's doing. And he used to do that from time to time. You know,
I want to pause right here. Sharif is his son, by the way. So my understanding, one of the last texts that Kobe sent prior to takeoff, he had just texted Shaq's son. This is an inner circle of people. This is an inner circle of the 1% African-American and non-African-American sports community where, and again, like he said, these particular people because of them being at his level, his financial level, his interaction level of understanding how players work and dads who are of kids who are other players work. They call each other's uncles and godparents and whatever. And so Shaq is basically reflecting of the denial when he first heard it, and he's also talking about the fact that he had also had his own family members. For those who are chiming in, you're watching Shirley's World. Tonight, we're going to talk about not so much the death of Kobe Bryant, but how are you affected by it and how are you dealing with it? No one is talking about how to deal with this. So I wanted to do a video talking about how to deal with the death of someone you may not personally know, but you feel the energy and the weight in the air, especially in California. I mean, you cannot go anywhere without hearing, seeing, even if you're saying, I'm not going to watch any news, you have to pace yourself through all this tragedy. Because when you not only just lost two people of the Bryant family, you lost 9 people. And these were family members. This one man he died, his wife died, and his daughter died. Another man, his wife was a coach. So a team lost their coach on this flight. I mean, I'm saying like him, we said flight. It's actually a helicopter crash. But let's continue on.
It just makes me think that in life, sometimes instead of holding back certain things, we should just do.
D-Wade.
Hold on, let's finish.
Okay, go.
We up here, we work a lot. And I think a lot of times we take stuff for granted. Like, I don't talk to you guys as much as I need to. The fact that we're not going to be able to joke at his Hall of Fame ceremony. We're not going to be able to say, I got 5, you got 4. The fact that we're not going to be able to say, if we would stay together, we could have got 10. Those are the things that you can't get back. And with the loss of my father, my sister, and my thing, that's the only man I wish I could just say something to him. Again, last time I talked to him was when we were here and I asked him to get 50 and he got 60. It's the last time I spoke to him. And I just wish I could have, so it definitely changes me. I have to, because I work a lot. You guys know what I do. I work probably more than the average guy, but I just really have to now just take time and just call and say, I love you. Rick Fox finally called me and said, man, I love you. B. Shaw called me. So I'm going to try to do a better job of just reaching out and just talking to the people rather than always procrastinating, because you never know. Life is too short. I could never imagine nothing like this. I was thinking the other day, I've never seen anything like this. All the basketball idols that I grew up, I see them. They're old. Like, I used to be at home when you came to interview me earlier. I used to watch the great round and rebound. Now I'm working with him. I used to want to be Dr. J. He used to live next door to my mother in Orlando. My father used to tell me about the 3 great big men. I met them. I seen them. And the fact that he lost probably the world's greatest Laker, world's greatest basketball player. It's just, listen, people are going to say, take your time and get better, but it's going to be hard for me. I already don't sleep anyway, so. But I'll figure it out. My condolence goes out to his family, his mom, his dad, his sisters, the other families, everybody involved. Laker organization, I talked to Jeannie and Linda, and people here are hurting, especially in this organization. Some people have to get treatment, and some people just don't understand, because it hit all of us out of nowhere. I didn't want to believe it. I said to myself, I hope some butt face made this up, and it's not true. I didn't want to believe it. And then after getting all the calls, and then you finally felt it was concerned, it just, my spirit just left my body. I just wish I could be able to say one last thing to the people that we lost, because once you're gone forever, and we should never take stuff like that for granted.
So the name of this video is what I'm talking about. It's called Death Has No Order.
Horrible night in 19.
And so I call it Death Has No Order because, hey, for those who are chiming in, hey, Debbie, thank you so much for chiming in. I appreciate it. I love you so much. I know he said plane. It's actually a helicopter. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys who chime in and support me. Make sure that you subscribe. And let's continue to love and share the love and have the conversation. This is a heavy topic. This is a heavy energy in the air. And I thought that I need to come in and share with you. Also, breaking news. I also shared a little bit earlier. I'm going to share again. Make sure you go to Vanessa Bryant. Put the thumbs up on her Instagram account. She had given some information I'm going to share below at the end of this video. That where if you guys would like to make a donation towards the Bryant family, I know they have a lot of money. But there are people, even if you feel like, you're doing something and you have to do something, there are going to be some foundations that you can give towards. Look, this is what I want to tell you. There are people who have different degrees of pain. I wanted to show Shaq's pain because he said a couple things. I lost a lot of my family members. Both of my parents have passed on. All of my brothers and sisters are dead, except for one. And she lives in Louisiana. And the only thing I have left are me and my children, and good friends and family. And my cousins and my nieces and my nephews and my adopted nieces and nephews who always make sure Aunt Shirley's on point and checking in with me. It's not easy. And we all know that. But I want to tell you what I'm doing, and I want to tell you what you can do to cope with the pain. This is the purpose of this video. How are you going to cope with the pain? Because first of all, watch the saturation of this story in your personal life. Watch how you are emotionally affected by it. Because what you're going to find out is you say, whoa, I really am I'm kind of done. I don't want to hear any more about it. It's okay to do that. And don't feel bad that you don't have the answers and you don't know the whys. Just know that you have to take care of yourself in coping with it. So death has no order. My brother died before my mother died. When my daddy died, it was a shock. But my parents always taught me, at least my father did, that, we're not all going to always be here. And order is never set in presence. Like, okay, these are the positions are set in a certain position. This person dies, this person dies. But listen how Shaq said, look, I got to meet all the greats. They were still living. And I got to see people get old. Why did we not get to see this man get old? And, like I said, death has no order. So the first thing, I'm going to give you 7 reasons of how to deal. Number 1, write this down. You need to pray. Now, many of you guys may be Christian or not Christian. I'm a Christian. And the Bible always talks about to seek ye first the kingdom of God and all the things that is involved with the world. You continue to seek God for. You seek God for peace. You seek God for forgiveness. You seek God for healing. You seek God for understanding and patience. So many of you guys don't seek God. You don't talk to God. You don't pray to God. You don't believe in a God. But when painful tragedy, things like this come along, where do you go to cope with this? Are you going to go drink and smoke weed all day and sit on your ass and watch all the sad stories and videos all day? I mean, it's a tragedy. Trust me, this is bad. This is bad karma, bad air, bad energy, all together. But if you pray and you ask God to heal your heart, heal your spirit, He will be there for you. God says He'll never leave you nor forsake you. And I always say, I plead the blood of Jesus over me. I plead the blood of Jesus over my children. I plead the blood of Jesus over you, that you come to know Christ as your Lord and Savior, that you will seek God to rectify your pain, not only in this, but whatever pain that might have become triggered, because there are triggered pains from this tragedy that has occurred. Pray. Number 2, have faith. Have faith that you will know how to deal with this on a daily basis. You will know how to talk to other people, because I don't know about you, but it seems like every time I'm in a conversation, I don't bring it up. How are you dealing? How are you okay? So you just say one word. We don't even need to say the person's name. We know exactly what it is. Probably maybe because I'm in LA. So, and I'm from California. So I think everybody nationally is affected in some way, but I can tell you the heaviness in California is unbelievable. So the faith in God, the faith in yourself, the faith that, don't walk around in fear. You may be afraid to fly again or drive again, or maybe you take helicopters again. I don't know. You just cannot live in fear. Fear and faith do not correlate. So have the faith in yourself and the faith in the system that to know that, you don't know what time you are going to live or die. But if anything you can do is you can pray and you can have faith. So those are 1 and 2. There's 7. Number 2, clear your mind. Every day, wake up and have a confirmation of clarity. This is what I need to do today. I'm going to stay close to my agenda. Don't be distracted by stories and videos and cell phone and social media. Clarity. Clear your mind. Clear your mind from people who are real negative and omen and this is the Illuminati and all these predictions. Clear your mind. I need you to understand that there are people dying and crying in this world, and that we have to continue on our fight to educate ourselves as African American descendants of slaves, of foundational people, of people that contribute to this country, that have to correct the wrongs that have been placed upon our own people. And in its tragedy of all that's going on, we have to what? Keep moving forward. The only way you can move forward is to work every day of just clearing your mind. It's not going to be easy because your mind will always become muddled. There'll be always distractions. There'll be always things to pull you under the bus or pull you away. Next thing you look up, oh my God, I've been reading these threads for the last 20 minutes. I miss doing X, Y, Z. Watch the coping mechanisms that you're using to clear your mind. Meditate, pray, find ways to awaken the body. If you have a chance, there's this Netflix show called Goop. I think it's Goop. It has to do with Gwyneth Paltrow. And she talks about this healing journey. It is amazing to watch. If you feel like you need some healing journeys, watch those documentaries with Gwyneth Paltrow. We might talk about that later. It talks about the spirit of discernment. It talks about power. They do things that are questionable, but it's really interesting. They talked about how they are now dream people used to smoke mushrooms back in the 60s with LSD and all that stuff. But now they're using these mushrooms, these natural herbs, to help people deal with pain. And I thought that was interesting. There was one guy, he was the Iceman. He has the strongest immune system in the world, and they've tested him all over. And what he does is he drops his body in ice water. And I was like, wow. And what it did was the people who spend the weekend with him, they practiced jumping in cold water and walking in the snow with bikinis on. I said, there's some crazy white people stuff. No offense, white people, love you, but sometimes y'all do special stuff Black people just don't do. Anyway, but they found 2 volunteer Negro women that did it. And I do like the cold, but I think for me, what I learned from watching that segment of Gwyneth Paltrow's documentary of the shock to the system, it took everybody to say, I've got to focus on where I'm at. My body's in shock, but I'm learning to release the pain. So clearing your mind is doing something extremely of the opposite of what you would normally do. Many of you might say, girl, I smoked me a blunt. I got my blunts. Y'all know y'all be smoking the blunts. I don't smoke, for the record. They'll say, I'm smoking a blunt. I'm going to go have me a couple of drinks. I've been drinking more than I normally do. And I need you to keep your mind straight. You ain't dead. If you're watching this video, you are not dead. God is not done. Your chapter is not over. You still have a purpose. It's not about your wealth. It's not about your habitation. You may be sleeping in the cold watching this video. You may feel hopeless. You may feel down, but God has not forsaken you. And there are people who love you. I love you. I want you to do well. I want you to remember that you have a mission to get from point A to point B. If your point A is the bottom of the low of the lowest, there is still an opportunity for you to get up. We fall down, but we get up. But there are some people the chapter is over with, and you cannot muddle your mind and your body and your energy. You have to watch your energy distribution, because so many of us have good energy and the energy distribution has pulled us apart. We should not let the energy distribution that's in the air in our communities make us so disjointed that we have lost where we're coming from. Hey, for those who chiming in, please get the thumbs up and share this video. This video is about healing. It's unlike the other videos that I normally do, which I will get back to, but I wanted to do one more video because a lot of people are not coping well with the loss of Kobe Bryant and those who are on that plane, especially those of us who live in Los Angeles. Tonight, I'm talking about 7 ways of coping. The first of the 3 that I mentioned was prayer, faith, and clearing your mind. The next one is the shock factor. The shock factor is I've kind of moved into that after I talked about clearing your mind. That shock factor is basically, like I said, you can wake up in the morning with a nice cold shower to wake you up. Essential oils, get you some essential oils, put them underneath your nose to kind of like to reset you. There's always a reset mechanism. I like pepper. I'm peppermint, not pepper. Pepper's not bad either. Pepper's not bad. You can get pepper oil, but I like peppermint. I like clove. I like eucalyptus for relaxing, but for shock, I would say clove and peppermint. And I like Datura. I'll put some of the links on the bottom. So if you want to get some essential oils, I would say I'll give you some links of where to get those oils from and the best quality of oils. And the reason why I put them on my tongue, behind my ear, in my palms and my hands. And the reason why, because I want to stay vital and I want to stay alert and I want to shock my mind and my body from that depressive mode of all the weight in the air and all the people. Like I said, at the beginning of this video, if you just came in, what order did this death affect you? What order are you acting in? And being sensitive to people who are a little bit more disjointed than me and you. I wasn't in the position where Shaq was. I'm not his wife. You're not his wife. Vanessa, no one can understand the pain she's going through unless they say, well, I had a loved one that lost in that same manner in a tragic death at a very young age. There are people who can relate to that, or we all can relate in conjunction to we've lost someone. Like I mentioned before, both of my parents have died. All of my siblings have died. I have just one sister left. So this happened to me between 2009 to during the duration of the crash to all the way to 2013-14. I went through depression and it was not good. It was not the Shirley that you see right now. But like I said, I had to do things to tell myself, what would they say to me? What would they want me to do? And I think Kobe would want us all to continue to go on, to remember his beautiful smile, to remember his child's smile. But we have to do things that are coping and help us to move forward. Next one, affirmations and good words to yourself. Many times in our life, listen, we need to stop talking negative to ourselves. Stop saying things that are suppressing and depressing and are negative to ourselves. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Forget him. I can't do nothing. I'm such a loser. Damn, I'm an idiot. I forgot such and such. Stop speaking death. That's speaking death to yourself. I used to do this prayer when my kids were little in the morning in the car. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm highly intelligent. I can get the job done. For greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I want you to write down things that are good about you. And the things that you don't want good, change that into a positive affirmation. If you know that you man, I don't know how to write really well. This is just a hypothetical idea. I'm going to give you an idea. For you to say, well, I don't write really well, but you want to be a better writer. So you'll say, today I'm going to write a beautiful note to myself. That note might be 2 sentences. But you wrote a beautiful note and you took your time in your handwriting. And even though your handwriting might be nasty, a mess, you want to tell yourself, I have beautiful handwriting. And we want to send love notes to yourself. You know, this is the problem. There's too many people judging you and you putting yourself in a box and comparing yourself to other people. And why would this man die so young? Why? You will never know all the whys, but you will know the yeses in your life if you say affirmations to deal with the negative of others and in the air of the situation in our country and in our home state and in our local communities. So I would say to you, affirmations, make a list of 10 good things and then read them every morning. Go throughout the day and say, I'm so confident, I'm so beautiful, I'm so sure of myself. When other people say, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, you're full of shit. You don't hear that because you've already told yourself, I am worthier than what you're saying that I am. You don't set the battleground or the level of where I want to be. You don't tell me how I should think. That's what you've got to understand. There are so many people out there that come online and they're out there. They don't have anything going on and they see something happening in your life and they are there to pull you down. They are jealous. They are haters and they don't know other ways to break you down than to do nice nasty. Girl, that dress looks good on you, but you're still working on that weight, huh? What's she saying? You said I look nice, but you say I need to work on my weight? See, I call those the nice nasties. They're out there. You know that's not, girl, that's a good, that other wig looks so much better, but that's cute. Well, why would you even have to compare? Why can't you just say, I like this look. This is a beautiful look. Or, could they have said that in a nicer way? No, because they don't want to. They want to keep you grounded to realize you just like nobody else, but you think you better. But you know what? You are. You are the king and queen of your castle. If it's a tent on the ground, if it's your aunt's and uncle's room, if it's your big mansion to just your little bitty apartment or your little studio home, whatever level that you are at, be grateful and speak good words in it. Put good energy around you. Wake up and don't look at the negative of the news, because if you don't pace yourself, sorry, you guys, something really weird happened and it cut me out, but I'm back again. So whatever may happen like that, see how that went like, whoop, I didn't even know what happened. I stayed calm. I said, let me correct this. And I got back into the thread. And so I want to encourage you guys, don't be disjointed by circumstances that can emerge just like that. Stay on track and realize that the good affirmations and the execution of that action can make a world of difference. Hey, somebody donated $5. Thank you so much. What a blessing. A big Outcast Media Broadcast made some donation. If you guys want to make a donation, please do. You can go ahead and do it here, and you can also follow me on Urban Game Changers. Our website will be up real soon. And then the next one I want to go through is, how do you recuperate? Are you recuperating? Because every day right now, I think we're all being shocked until the day of the funeral. I believe the funeral may be at the Staples Center. I do not know. I'm speculating because of this being such a mega star and the fact that he always played at the Staples Center. And so many people have had funerals at the Staples Center, including Michael Jackson, some others, and Nipsey Hussle. So who knows what's going to end up happening, but we will see where this funeral will be. So let me read it again. Prayer, faith, clear your mind, the shock factor, affirmations, limitations. Let me go back on limitations. Sometimes we don't know how to limit information because we live in a society of social media and it's always bombarded. Someone will be sitting next to you and they're on their phone, and you eventually say, oh, I want to look at my phone, or oh, I want to look that up, or oh, I want to go online. Sometimes you need to just quiet your mind, close your eyes, breathe. That was another thing on that show. It talked about different breathing techniques. Let me see if I can find that. I really want you guys to see that. I found it an interesting show. What I'm talking about is Gwyneth Paltrow has a new series called Goop. And it talks about how to deal with deal with pain. And I think I want you to see this because I think it's important that you guys know how to deal with what we're going through right now, because this is not easy. This is a struggle. This is ugly. And we want to continue to have what? Good love. Thank you, Amy, baby, for putting that. I think that's good. We just got to continue to show the love. But I want to help you to deal with this pain. And this could deal with any death, because I think when things like this happen, it triggers, right? Because I start thinking about all my parents being dead and my brother and my sister and what did I say and what did I not say, and not having any regrets. And we're going to talk about regrets too, because there's people who are still living that you might want to stop and just say, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't expect this to happen. Nobody did. So while that person's still living, you might want to deal with them. But if they are gone, how are you dealing and how are you going to cope with that? And I think what I wanted to show you is this new documentary. This is it right here.
So what happens in a workshop?
Everyone gets off.
What the fuck are you doing this year, girl?
What we try to do with youth is explore ideas that may seem out there or too scary.
Are you guys ready to go out in the field and make a ruckus?
Just another day at the office. I had an exorcism.
Oh, wow.
I went through years of therapy in about 5 hours. I started to feel like a panic attack coming on.
So She knew something that my husband didn't even know.
You want to talk about the bones?
Naked in a room with a bunch of women? I don't know if I have the guts.
You've never seen yourself?
No.
Why not?
This is dangerous.
It's unregulated. Should I be scared? We're here one time, one life. How can we really milk the shit out of this?
So this is a documentary that Goop Lab, she has this organization, I think they have a paper or something, that what they end up doing was they talk about ways of healing the hurts and the pains. And I wanted you guys to know, go watch that documentary because it's relating to what we're going through right now in California and the coping of it. And we talk about spiritual healing, praying, and shock factors. Let me get in here. Let me see if there's any questions going on. Let's see. If you want to chime in, oh, by the way, let me go ahead and push in the stream. For any of you guys who might want to come in as a guest, you're more than welcome. I put it in there. You want to come, you're more than welcome. Gail says, thank you, Shirley. I appreciate that. Thank you, Debbie B. Many of you guys have been out there. You've been sharing my video. You've been watching them. This is a video about healing. This is a video about healing. We're talking about ways to be healed, to empower yourself, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. Life and death has no order. We don't know what order we're going to be in. Thank you. You sound beautiful. Thank you. We don't know what order death comes in. When you think you're next, or you lose a child, you lose a mother, you lose a loved one, we need to have clarity on that. And we need to have an understanding of how we feel emotionally on the matter. Okay, Republican reply says, I heard on the news that Kobe Bryant's funeral will be held at the Coliseum. Oh, wow, that's different. But it will, but because of the holding, it holds more people than the Staples Center. Okay, so here we have a news alert. It will be at the Coliseum. Kobe Bryant's funeral will be at the Coliseum. I'm not confirming. This is what they've been told from our family out here. Thank you so much. Republican reprisal. Oh my God, I can't read. Thank you so much for that. Both of my parents are dead and I lost my mother. Yeah, it's not easy. I'm sure it triggered with you, like those people. And I think what also triggers is like, do we say the right words? Let me guys just show you, for those who chimed in a little bit later also, his wife has gone ahead and she is now come out and said something. This is the Instagram that she posted, a picture of her entire family. I was trying to get this sucker to play earlier. I got new nails, and so I don't know what I'm gonna do if I need to cut my nails down to make this work, but oh, I got it. Here we go. I think I got it. Oh, here we go.
Vanessa Bryant verified. My girls and I want to thank the millions of people who've shown support and love during this horrific time. Thank you for all the prayers. We definitely need them. We are completely devastated by the sudden loss of my adoring husband, Kobe, the amazing father of our children, and my beautiful, sweet Gianna, a loving, thoughtful, and wonderful daughter, and amazing sister to Natalia, Bianka, and Capri. We are also devastated for the families who lost their loved ones on Sunday, and we share in their grief intimately. There aren't enough words to describe our pain right now. I take comfort in knowing that Kobe and Gigi both knew that they were so deeply loved. We were so incredibly blessed to have them in our lives. I wish they were here with us forever. They were our beautiful blessings taken from us too soon. I'm not sure what our lives hold beyond today, and it's impossible to imagine life without them. But we wake up each day, trying to keep pushing because Kobe and our baby girl, Gigi, are shining on us to light the way. Our love for them is endless, and that's to say, immeasurable. I just wish I could hug them, kiss them, and bless them. Have them here with us forever. Thank you for sharing your joy, your grief, and your support with us. We ask that you grant us the respect and privacy we will need to navigate this new reality. To honor our Team Mamba family, the Mamba Sports Foundation has set up the Mamba on 3 Fund to help support the other families affected by this tragedy. To donate, Please go to Mamba3.org. To further Kobe and Gianna's legacy in youth sports, please visit MambaSportsFoundation.org. Thank you so much for lifting us up in your prayers, and for loving Kobe, Gigi, Natalia, Bianka, Capri, and me. Number Mamba C to number girls dad number daddy's girls number family, red heart, 2 hours.
So this is just 2 hours ago. When you see this video, I'm sure many of you guys will probably have gone there. This is at 4.2 million views. This is the picture of her and her husband. It's probably around Christmas time, as you can see. And this is probably their last family group photo before this tragedy, because we are already in January, and that was the last day of the month last year. Look, I didn't want to read it because I know I didn't want to start crying. Look, this is not an easy blow for all of us. And I know it's still not very easy for her, and especially all the lawsuits that are going to come about. That was smart to set up a donation for the other families, because God knows they're going to be knocking on her door. And they're already talking about lawsuits. There's the good, the bad, the ugly, all the accusations that happened in the past with the alleged rape charges, which he was acquitted for, and all these nasty reporters who are just unkind and unsensitive that you want to just kind of curse out and knock them in the head. It's not a nice thing. It's not a nice thing. But I wanted to show you right here where it's telling you, if you guys want to make a donation, go ahead and go to the MambaSportsFoundation.org, and also MambaOn3.org. MambaOn3, THRE.org. I don't know why they made that easy to say or not, but that's the name of it. And those are the people that you can make foundation, because those other families were not multi-billionaires. Now, what we've come to understand is that Kobe was worth $2 billion. And you guys saw my other video before where I talked about basically, hey, Big Sap in the house, Big Sap in the house. Yes. I love all y'all. I know I don't go crazy over it, but some of y'all have been with me a long time. And I always love when my longtime players come on board, and they make a difference. And you guys always have good hearts, and you share a lot of good information and say good things. Okay. So like I said, nobody knows the hour and time of the day. Again, Kobe Bryant's wife, breaking news, did come out with a tweet just now. Continue to watch and support this channel. I'm going to go one more time over the 7 things that I'm telling that you need to deal with. Family. Make sure you go tell your family member you love them. Go make sure you find someone to hug and kiss and say, I'm so glad that you're here. That's part of the affirmations. 7 points. Pray. Faith. Clear your mind. The shock factor. Watch that Netflix series. It doesn't really coincide with religions, like I'm a Christian, but I like the fact that it takes your mind to understand that you have to get control of you first before you can help someone else. When they're on the airplanes and they say, put the oxygen mask on you first. So many times in life, we put them on everybody else, but we don't put them on ourselves. I also say, have that spirit of discernment. That morning, it was very foggy, and just that split second of saying, you know what, I'm not going to go out and take off. I'm sure they're going to change some of the rulings for helicopter flying in California as the traffic gets thicker and they start having more immigrants and illegals, and this state become inundated with people. It's crazy. I can't even say the right word because it's so late. It's crazy to try to get around this city. And so a lot of people who have the wealth and the money, they take a helicopter and they fly everywhere. So I understand that because they can, but most of us can't. So we have to drive. So, but they will have better regulations on air flight in the future. I guarantee you this. You can see this coming. You're going to also see more regulations on helicopter flying. They'll be told if they can take off or not take off. I was been told, this is allegedly, I don't have any proof or article to show you this, but I've been told that he did not have clearance to fly that morning. And I don't know if helicopter pilots need to have clearance, but apparently he didn't have clearance. I don't know. Someone has an article, want to chime in on that and let me know. I'd appreciate it because I'm not really sure on that one. But I thought that was really interesting that sometimes we just don't tap into that sixth sense. Do you guys understand what I mean when I talk about the spirit of discernment? Like, being able to discern, like, something ain't right. because this is this generation of people. All y'all do is look at this phone and whatever the damn phone says or the tech tells you to do, you do. And you get out of yourself and you get into that world and you don't know who you are as an individual. That's a problem. I want you to be conscious. Don't be caught up in tech so much that you are not knowing common sense to say, you know what, I'm not going to do that today. Something tells me inside that's not right. That's a spirit of discernment. That's an inkling of you saying, you know what, I'm going to slow down on that one. And it's okay. That means you may be late. That means that it won't happen that day. That means some people are not going to be happy with you. But guess what? If it a do or die or life or death situation, you'll still be here and you will still be grateful. And that's for sure. Shock factor, affirmations, limitate your newsworthy of this. I know this video may not be as popular because I know myself, I don't want to see every Kobe Bryant video contribution or tribute or how much they missed or love him. I'm not going to saturate my mind with that. I have to remember what Shirley's agenda is in her life, what Shirley needs to do for urban game changers, what we need to do as African-American descendants of slaves, as people who are from the foundation, who are descendants of colonists, who are not being treated well in this country, and also hold accountable to these wealthy people with all this money who do things under the cover, but won't come out and expose themselves as descendants of slaves and saying, yes, with my platform, I agree with you. We need to do more. We need to understand that these people live and die in everyday lives, but we personally have to work on ourselves first. That is part of making sure that we are able to cope and recope with life and understand that we also need to respect other people who are grieving more than others. So don't be mad if someone's not crying and breaking down when they hear the word or the name. And then there's some people who say, I didn't know the guy. You know, I don't follow basketball. And that's kind of strange to not know Kobe and live in LA. But there are some people there are caught up into their own world, and that is okay. Yeah, it's tripping the night. I want to continue to thank you guys for your love and your support and your continued execution of who you are in my life and for watching and supporting this video. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and share, like, get the like buttons up. And when this video ends, please make comments below. Tell me what you think about death. Tell me how you're coping. Tell me about the affirmations that you say every day to yourself. Tell me how you're praying, how you're thinking outside the box, because when you do that, you love yourself, you do better. Because as descendants of slaves, our ancestors would not want us to stop, would not want us to not move forward. Neither would Kobe. Kobe would tell you, look, you guys are great people. Thank you for your tribute and your love. Thank you for loving my family, praying for my family. But I'm gone now. You're here now. What are you going to do with that responsibility? What piece of love are you going to share abroad to embetter your life as I did? He left a big footprint on this planet. So we're feeling the aftershock of that step. What footprint are you living in your best life as you're alive right now? We can't bring him back. But what we can do is execute the love and the footprint of goodness that he shared with other people that you need to share with yourself. So that by putting that oxygen mask of love and not oppression and how you're coping with this loss or a loss of that triggers past loved ones, how are you coping with it so that you can trigger the goodness of saying, I was here, but this is where I'm at. Wait a minute. T West is in the room. I can't go yet. Hey, you, hold on. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. I can hear you, Shirley. How are you?
I was about to end, but hey, you just popped in.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's okay. I'm only going to be here briefly. I had to come in just briefly because that's a good message, a very good message, message of healing because Kobe did his thing. He entered life. He did his thing, and he did it quickly. And he was excellent at what he did, and he exited out quickly. And unfortunately, his little daughter and others went with him. But it's so true what you're saying is that no one knows when they're going to leave here. So it's very important for people to respect others, love others. That's very, very important. And it's important also, and you're speaking to that, for everyone to focus on the great things, the good things about Kobe, and the good things that he did in his life. We all know that no one's perfect. We know that. But overall, that young man did a fantastic, fantastic job. He was a family man, like many of us, a family man, and that's good. So let's remember that, and let's all show respect for that. And yes, you had some nasty people out there who have tried to leverage their own various platforms as a result of that young man dying, being killed in that crash. They've tried to leverage whatever they want to try to leverage. So, but it shouldn't be about that. It should be about the fact that he lived a good life overall, and we should try to live the same sort of life, and just respect that family, because the family, as is the case with any of us, any of our loved ones pass away, you need that love, you need that caring. I had my youngest brother. He was a twin. He was an Olympian wrestler, Travis West, but Olympian wrestler, world champ. But he left this earth at the age of 37.
Wow.
Just like the young Walter Payton. In fact, it was the same ailment that failed young Walter Payton. And that's always very, very tough, because some of them, they leave behind children, they leave behind wives, of course, family. But there's one thing that we all know, that we're all born into this life and we're all going to exit at some point. So let's do the right thing and make sure that we do and be the best that we can be in this life. So Shirley, I just wanted to just chime in just very briefly. Good program tonight.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Very good message.
Can you leave the family with at least maybe a couple of good affirmations? For example, for me, I told people they need to pray, have faith, clear their mind, do things like the shock factor. I talked about essential oils, things, and because people are going to drink, they're going to smoke weed, they're going to get depressed. This is cloud in California that's unbelievable. I also talked about affirmation, good words, limit your exposure of the negative news, and then recuperating. How do you recuperate? What are any of those things you can take from? What else could you add to that people can do for recuperating and healing in this process?
Well, I mean, you did very good. It was excellent what you did. I don't think I can add too much to it, other than people have different ways. Each person have different ways that they handle things like that. And some people, they'll just get off to themselves, just quiet moments, just different ways. Just make sure that the way that you do it, it's a safe way. Make sure you do it that way. Because, we want to be here as long as we can be here in this life. And we want to be healthy in this life. So let's just be aware of that. And, grieving is, that's a human emotion. It's not just humans, other animals even grieve. If you watch certain animals, they grieve when something passes away or another animal passes away. You see that. So it's okay to grieve. That's okay. That says that you're missing something about what is no longer there. Okay.
That's true.
So so Kobe Bryant and all of the 8 others, including his daughter, they have finished their path in life. And we all are going to someday, sooner or later, finish our path in life. But we want to be and do the best that we can in whatever our path is in life. So people cope with it in different ways. So I don't have any suggestions, really. You've offered some great suggestions, but different people cope in different ways with it.
That's
so
so
thanks, Shirley.
T, I wanted to thank you so much also for your series. You did a couple of series on Kobe. You've been following more international news, the Trump impeachment trials. You have been really doing a lot for the Black community. And I don't think a lot of you guys realize the importance of having someone like T West, who has been out there with Afro Synergy News, how world and urban as well as national economics affect our lives. And you really break that down. And a lot of people are out there promoting, entertainment news. They're promoting silliness. And you're not that. You're that man that's basically giving them the real one-on-one. What was the last thing that you talked about that you can share real quick before you go on your show?
Oh, well, that was definitely today. It was just a news round, and we were just dealing with some top things that were in the news. But before I go, I would just say this. Tomorrow, I'm planning on having former Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney on the program tomorrow morning. And then probably sometime later in the day, I'm going to have back on as guest Ayo Kamathi, also known as Irritated Genie. He's going to be back on the program also tomorrow. So I got a full slate tomorrow.
Excellent. Make sure you guys follow Afro Synergy News on YouTube and continue to subscribe to his channel. Spread the news. Take the time to balance your life. Take the time to follow channels that are going to educate you. We are the new Black media. We are the Black media that is out there providing you what is current in our community and how we're affected by it and how we say the news are going within our own community. Because you're going to hear other perspectives. You're going to hear the entertainer's perspective, Hollywood's liberal progressive perspectives. But in the end, it is up to us to take responsibility for us on subject matters regarding our people. And then we have to move forward. We can't keep moving back. We can't let them control what we say and how we think. We must do things that'll make us progressively move forward. One thing that T always does, he leaves you with a smile. He leaves you with an opportunity of hope. And it is important to follow T West. It's important to follow other people like Phil Scott from the African Diaspora Channel. I always encourage other people in ADOS channels that are out there and people who just want to expand on their knowledge. But like I said, this is a news alert. Vanessa Bryant did come out with a statement. She has asked you guys to make a donations if you want to. Kobe Bryant was a $2 billion man that has now gone on. He probably will continue to make money even after death, like most of these people do. His legacy will live on. You cannot touch the legacy of Kobe Bryant. He was an astonishing person in what he did and contribute. As far as the lineage, well, I talked about that in the previous video. If you want to know more about his family and the lineage, continue to share that video. We'll have conversations maybe in the future. But like me and T West, how we like to do it, we just keep moving forward. Stay in prayer, stay in love, and thank you guys for watching. Good night.